My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is December 26, 2024. It is 7:36 a.m. I just finished edit whatever I did yesterday. Early in the morning, I recorded something, and then I stopped editing in the middle of one of them, and then I went to hang out with the family. So I finished that, and I went to my other computer to render it. For some reason, my other computer cannot read some of the files that this computer that I'm recording right now has. So I spent about 15 minutes trying to link them, and I couldn't find them either. So I just shut the other computer off. I was like, you know what, before everybody get up, let me record something, and then I'll just render it in this computer, the one that I'm talking in. So too much headache. But anyway, so while I was waiting for some stuff to happen on the other computer, I put a list together. So some of the list will be split into two. The last one, I think I shared it already. I put the asterisk next to it. There's a possibility I may not record it because I think I recorded already. Okay, and then there will be another video for PYTE. So let's get started. For this channel, APTS Sussex. There's the number, 4,463 subscribers. I think some of the subscribers have been unsubscribed. So check to see if you subscribe. Estimate revenue, $84.46. Analytics, 1,506 views in the last 48 hours. So let's go on Twitter. How many tweets do I have? 2, 4, 6, 7. 7, and the last, I probably already recorded it. I think I have this one on here. Meghan really, Meghan deserve. Okay, it's on the list. Whatever you just saw on the screen is on the list. All right, first tweet. Yes, this is the exact same playbook used against Meghan Markle. The targeted woman gets maligned in the press every which way you can imagine, and then many more that you can't. Once you catch the pattern, though, you smash them. Meghan took them to court. Her supporters took them. Okay, so there's that. All right, so she retweeted this. I think it's also making reference to Blake Lively situation. I'm not updated on Hollywood, but I don't know who's that, but she tagged somebody. But this person shared a New York Times article on Blake Lively's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. She's suing? I thought it was a complaint. What's the difference between a complaint and a lawsuit? Like I've said in past videos, so far, based on what I've seen so far, I'm aligning with what Blake Lively did. But once thing goes to court, my opinion might change. Once they go to court and evidence have been revealed and things have been clarified, my opinion might change. So I thought it was what was the word I just said? A complaint. It was not a lawsuit. Let's look it up before I continue. So my opinion could be aligned. Let me see. Okay, so this is what I wrote here. I'm going to go over several things that I sort of have a little bit confusion with. Okay, the first one that I typed is, did Blake Lively suing Baldoni? So apparently, so this was like a day ago, yesterday, Blake Lively sues Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment. Okay, so there's the suing here. Why did Taylor Swift? Okay, so I don't want to drift off. Okay, so this is it. It seems like she did file a lawsuit. Now, the second thing that I type, I open a different tab. Did Blake Lively file a complaint on Baldoni? Okay, remember the first one was suing, this one is complaint. Hollywood star Blake Lively has filed a legal complaint against her It Ends with Us director and co-star Justin Baldoni, accusing him of repeated sexual harassment on set and of an intensive smear campaign against her after the movie's release. This is what I was saying. The guy, it seems like he just, well, it says 2 days ago. Okay, my next thing will be, when did she file it? It seems like he jumped the gun with the smear campaign. So since the smear campaign started, now it probably pushes her to file that lawsuit. You understand what I mean? If you've seen my other videos, before I continue, what was the thing that I say I want to find out? When my spelling. When did, oh my God, did Blake Lively file a complaint on Baldoni? Okay, 1 day ago. It seems like it was yesterday, but the court was closed, or maybe this is when yesterday was Christmas, so everything is reporting yesterday. 2 days ago, the things because again Blake Lively alleged. Okay, couple days before, 2 days ago, it was allegation, but there was no filing of Blake Lively. Okay, 3 days ago, maybe it was ABC News. Blake Lively filed complaint against Justin Baldoni. So it was a while ago, 3 days ago. This was written. Okay, so the other thing that I asked Google before I typed that was, what is the difference between, that's not what I wrote. I pressed for, what is the difference between suing and complaint? File a lawsuit, maybe I should say, file a lawsuit and complaint. Is it complaint or complaint? Okay, let's see here. Filing a lawsuit refers to the entire legal process of bringing a case to court. That's my understanding of it, okay? While filing a complaint is the initial document filed by the plaintiff to start that lawsuit. Okay. Outlining the allegation against the defendant on the relief sought. Essentially, the complaint is the first step in initiating a lawsuit. Okay. Okay. My feeling of this, okay, people are up. You might hear some noise. That's why I rushed to come and record before more people are up. They don't have school and my husband doesn't have work. But anyway, this is what I was saying since I started looking into it. It seems like Baldoni jumped the gun and did the smear campaign. And then because of the smear campaign, this is my understanding, because of the smear campaign, she filed a lawsuit, and then in coordination with the smear campaign, there's the harassment. That's part of it. You understand what I mean? All right, let's see. In essence, a legal complaint initiates a lawsuit, while a lawsuit encompasses the entire process of resolving the dispute in court. The existence of a lawsuit and its course through the judicial process is also referred to as litigation. So it seems like she might have a trail. She might have a trail of document, because while she's still under contract, she didn't quit. She was still honoring her contract, and the thing was happening, and then she brings someone and she asks for someone to supervise the set while certain things were happening, depending on certain scenes. I guess whatever scene she's doing with him. Okay, so she has a paper trail. Okay, so that's that. Because before I felt like she didn't file it yet. She was making a complaint, letting him know that please stop doing this. But because of the smear campaign, I think she decided to file the lawsuit. And then within that same lawsuit, the two argument that she has was the smear campaign and the sexual harassment. All right, so this is my understanding so far. I am not a lawyer. Please do not take whatever I'm saying. This is pure my humble opinion. As you can see, I'm Googling every question that I have. So do not take my word for it, okay? All right, so let's go back to Twitter. So we were here. So this is how I'm aware that she's filing the lawsuit now. All right. I'm not updated on Hollywood, but this person shared a New York Times article on Blake Lively's lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. And I did not read the article from New York Times. I came across that article, but it has a pay firewall, and I didn't read it. Okay, but I read something else, either from NBC, I think it was, another article. One fact jumped at me immediately. Baldoni hired Tag PR's Melissa Nathan to bury Blake, which is eerily similar to Hype's media play tactics. So that's a thread. Is that the same one that I read? Yeah, I'm not gonna go through all of that. I don't want this article, this video to be too long. Okay, so she add more stuff. Okay, that's screenshot from the article. So let me read that, the one that we tweeted that. Okay. Actually, Meghan's situation is more severe than an issue between two actors. No comparison. That is true. The vitriol toward Meghan is sustained for 5 years and committed by British media, the royal family, and primarily British citizens. Race is also involved here. Don't compare the two situations. Did she mention Meghan? Oh, yes, she did. She did. Yes, this is the exact same playbook used against Meghan Markle. I understand what she's saying. It's the same tactic. But this one is also correct as well. There is much more to it. They have a blueprint. They even did it with Princess Diana. What did Princess Diana call it? What's the term did she use? Smear campaign. I have the audio. I'll put it.
Do you really believe that a campaign was being waged against you?
Yes, I did. Absolutely. Yeah.
Why?
I was a separated wife to the Prince of Wales. I was a problem. Full stop. Never happened before. What do we do with her?
Can't we pack her off to somewhere quietly rather than campaign against her?
She won't go quietly. That's the problem. I'll fight till the end.
Okay, so they did the same thing with Princess Diana. It's the same tactic, the same blueprint. And it could be, depend on the person. They move it to the next one and modify it to fit the particular objective. It's similar, for instance, when I used to completely different, two different things here. When I used to work for an engineer, he usually have certain, how do they call these people? People who invest, who does new buildings or whatever. When they buy an empty lot, they have a specific blueprint. Okay, let's say client A loves this particular floor plan. Okay, and then client B have a different way of his or her floor plan. So each time the client buys a empty lot and he's gonna build on it, investor. Okay, that's the word, investor. And he's gonna build on it. All we need to do is pick one old blueprint, and then depend on the size of the lot, we either stretch it. Okay, we stretch now with computer. We're not doing drawings by hand anymore where we have to erase and do all of that. No, you just stretch it to make it the length that you want and the width that you want. And the only thing that changed is the foundation. Depend on the location of the lot, you know, the engineer will look into it to see what type of foundation they will need, the footing and all of that. But everything else, the floor plan remain the same. You just either enlarge it or stretch it. It's the same thing here. The UK have a blueprint. Once they don't like you, they have a way of smearing you. They just send it to their dogs and their dogs start barking. Okay, usually those dogs or could be one or two, have multiple accounts, and then they start with their fake one, and then they start yapping around, creating noises, and then once it makes a lot of noise and people are picking up on it, and then they use their real account to pretend that, oh my God, what is this? What are you talking about? And then they start writing. Okay? They started with a fake one first and then use their real one. Couple times, the squad even figure out who's Maureen, the Royal Vat, who's their fake account, and then they will call them on it. Okay, I'm not that savvy to go about it, but couple times, yes, the squad have outed some of those fake accounts from the Royal Rat. So with this one here, when this person is saying it's not the same thing, yes, she is correct. It's not the same thing, but it's the same tactic. With Meghan, they added to it with the race aspect. And then you have the royal family. And then you have the media. You have also, and it's worldwide. So it's the same tactic. Both of them are correct. This, the one that I copied, that I originally put on my list, and the one who's responding to it. It's the same thing. They both are correct. Okay, actually Meghan's situation is more severe than an issue between two actors. No comparison. Yes, there is a comparison. But Meghan, like she said here also, the vitriol toward Meghan is sustained for 5 years and committed by British media. This is where it expands. British media, the royal family, and primarily British citizen, race, all of that play a part of it. But it's the same blueprint. Same blueprint. Don't compare the two. Okay, Meghan's smear campaign, I'll go into that. There's two comments. Meghan's smear campaign is the most complicated of all. It has involved government officials. There's more to it. All these are correct. Government officials, the whole British media, the whole gossip magazines. It becomes interesting when you learn that in Meghan's case, they actually do it for profit and for pure hate 24/7. All these are correct. Same tactic, all of them are correct. Okay, it's bigger. It's a nation against one woman. Again, correct as well. Correct, all of them. It's bigger. It's a nation against one woman for having the audacity to enter the royal family as a non-white and fabulous. And the worst thing with them, they pretend they like her. Look at Charles walking her down the aisle, being nice. Even Meghan said it in the Oprah interview at the beginning. They were nice to her.
Did you think she was well received in the beginning?
Yes, far better than I expected. But, my grandmother has been amazing throughout. My father, my brother, Kate, and all the rest of the family, they were really welcoming.
They did the same thing to Princess Diana. She said when she was dating Charles, even though they didn't see each other that often, they were nice to her.
By now, the press had gotten wind of the relationship, and Diana was being scrutinized as a potential royal bride. Looking back on it all 12 years later, Diana realized the attention didn't leave her much time to reflect on whether this relationship was right for her.
It's like being sucked in, just people pushing and then people pulling, all in the same direction.
So you're being what, pushed by family?
Yeah, my family looked great, and so did my friends, and so did Charles's family. They liked me. They were very good to me when I was a guest.
Until they got married. It was completely different.
They were very good to me when I was a guest.
What does that mean?
We used to change when I was a daughter and my positions changed.
Same tactic. But because the royal family involved with the institution, they are part of pretty much the system in the country, in the UK. So therefore, all their buddies, all the people they shove shoulders with become, how will I say that? Charles' problem or the royal family problem become their problem as well, so to speak. Okay, the same thing they did to Diana. They smear her name. You have all those royal rats. They even outed many of this stuff as well. And then with the mainstream media, with the Murdoch papers and all of that, because it's one of those, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And it went too far, like one of the media people said, the presenters. It went too far.
Fed those lines.
Well, I agree with everything until you said the last bit. I think that somebody in the palace decided to take them down a peg or two, and it went too far.
Absolutely.
But that's all history now.
Because the media, the Murdoch people, they want to have access to the royal family, and then they're holding them somewhat ransom as well, because they will always want the royal family to get them out of trouble. So they will, once, I don't know, I'm just guessing, once the royal family say, I have a problem, take care of it for me, hey, there's no word needs to be spoken. They take it to the next level. Okay, they run with it. Now, when they are in trouble, let's say for whatever reason, let's say none related with Meghan, something completely different. Now, the royal family, they just have to give a nod. Help me with this. Similar to, I think it was Paul Dacker. He even wrote it, an open letter to Charles, saying something about this is his brother or something. I think they have something that, I think the same birth date or something like that. So, again, all of these, okay? I cannot complain. All of them are correct. Meghan one is much more because it involves with the royal family, and the royal family is part of the institution, the fabric of the country. They shove shoulders with so many people of power and medias and all of that. So they help the institution. It's one of those, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And like I've always said, they have their bases are always covered. When Harry is making complaint to the IPSO and things like that, they turn a blind eye because they know the horse with the father and all of that.
She was the villain. She was the third person in the marriage. She needed to rehabilitate her image.
You and your brother both directly asked your dad not to marry Camilla.
Yes.
Why?
We didn't think it was necessary. We thought that it was going to cause more harm than good, and that if he was now with his person, that surely that's enough. Why go that far when you don't necessarily need to? We wanted him to be happy, and we saw how happy he was with her. So at the time, it was okay.
You wrote that she started a campaign in the British press to pave the way for a marriage, and you wrote, I even wanted Camilla to be happy. Maybe she'd be less dangerous if she was happy.
Mm-hmm.
How was she dangerous?
Because of the need for her to rehabilitate her image.
That made her dangerous?
That made her dangerous because of the connections that she was forging within the British press.
So Charles doesn't need to tell them anything. If Harry did not know, Harry never got the memo, but William did, because they've been training William. And this is why he went behind Harry's back, do the secrecy with, how do you call this? I don't know if it's behind Harry's back, but it was revealed in court that he made a deal with the papers. And yeah, all of these are correct. Okay, so I say I was going to go into that. Hopefully I could see it. It's to comment. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie, this is why I'm not paying attention to the British, okay, BL thing. What's BL? Byline. Is it byline? BL, Blake Lively. To the Blake Lively them, because people are acting brand new as if this hasn't been happening, the Meghan Markle, for years, and yet I haven't seen a iota of backing for her the way everyone's backing Blake Lively now. I see the difference and support for white women versus women of color. Okay, so there's that. Let's go into that. I read this already, but let me see the comment. Oh, she continues. Okay, Will and Kate came out of hibernation in 2017, coinciding with Harry and Meghan's romantic... Okay, let's start it all over. Maybe I didn't read it. Okay, it's bigger. It's a nation against one woman for having the audacity to enter the royal family as non-white and fabulous. Okay, so that I read that part. Will and Kate came out of hibernation in 2017. I was not following them. I didn't know. I mean, I know they existed, but I wasn't really into looking what they're doing. Okay, 2017 coinciding with Harry and Meghan's romantic emergence and a collective effort in England, namely, okay, she continued here, was made to blunt their success, to sabotage their projects and bring them to heel, because despite not wanting Meghan Markle, they absolutely did not want her thriving. And all of the fog and false claim of welcoming her is just an effort to cover royal family, media, institutional, and racial abuse. Yeah. I mean, like I said, all of the squad are correct. Okay, I even said something like this even before I clicked on it. Okay, like Charles walking her down the aisle, pretending. Yeah, they did the same thing to Princess Diana as well. I remember I came across a picture where it was all the royal family, the bloodlines, okay, without their spouses. And someone pointed out, it says something like, all they need is themselves. They don't need people to marry. And oh my God, let's move on. I spent too much time on that. I didn't expect to. Next one.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.